Hello, today is Sunday 10th April 2016 and we are doing Tableau training. Uh, so we are following a path and if you open up Tableau public and you go to view all, you will see the free training courses that are offered by Tableau. So we are using those free training material, but we are going in much more detail. So uh, So let me open this, view all. So in the previous sessions we covered the getting started, and then we did videos and discussed the detail about connecting to data. So now we are doing these 20 lessons which are in the visual analytics. So this is our source material that we use, but we go in much greater detail. So in the last session we covered these two, getting started with visual analytics and drill down in hierarchies. And today we plan to do sorting, grouping, additional way to group, creating set, and working with sets. So we plan to do these 5s. You can always go to this Tableau website and watch these videos. But doing videos alone is not sufficient. So I will tell you what we do. So what we did is I downloaded all these videos to my laptop. You can do that if you want. And then I numbered them so that we know which sequence to go to. So we did 1 and 2, so we'll be doing 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 today. Now these are just the videos, but doing videos is not sufficient. You have to do labs. So the labs are available. So I downloaded these workbooks, and then these are these PDF instructions which tell you what to do. So I downloaded them also. So I use them for my practice. You can do the same. However, if you are using Tableau Public, the workbooks that you download, you will not be able to open them with Tableau Public. Because Tableau Public, you can only open the workbooks that have been published. So these are not published, so you cannot open them. So, but to make life easier for everyone, what I did is that exercises that I do, I also publish them. And once they publish, then you can download it and you can use the workbook that I published. So to do that, this is the link. You go to public. So this is the link. publictableau.com/profile/Omar.NIshtar. So if you go to this and hash, and this is the link you can see here. So now you can actually download the workbooks, and you can do exercise based on this workbook. So once again, the workbooks that are available on the Tableau website cannot be used with Tableau Public directly. They can be used with Tableau Professional, which is the paid version, but they cannot be used with the free version. However, I have published them, and you can use these workbook from Tableau Public, the one that I published. So my link was there. So I'm going to use the Tableau Public because everyone can get that. It's a free version. So that we are at the same level. So anyone, even if one doesn't have a Tableau Professional, should be able to do these exercises. So I'm opening up this sorting exercise. So because these videos refer to data sets and exercises, and unless you do the exercise yourself, you're not going to retain. So you can use the workbook now to use Tableau Public, you also need to have a connection with the web, because without that it doesn't work. Okay. So this exercise is about sorting. So we already know in the previous exercise how to create these data sets. Now, or this visualization. Now we're going to more details about different features. So right now what we will be discussing is how to sort. So there are various ways to sort. So we will look at those various ways. And the good thing is you can use the Tableau dataset provided by Tableau as an example, but of course if you're using Tableau public you have to use my version. So one way to sort is you come here and you click on this link here. So the first time you click is going to sort descending within the subcategory. So the first one is the category and the second one is the subcategory. The sorting is going to be within the subcategory. So for example, if you see here now, it's not sorted. So, but let me click here. So now it's sorted descending. So first click, sort descending. Second click, reverses the sort ascending. And third click, original. So this is one way of sorting. This is a quick way of sorting. That's one. The other way is you can go on the measure. For example, the measure is sum profit. And this, if you see right, it doesn't have a sort option here. But there are the sort options here. So you can sort descending. But now it is descending based on profit. Whereas by default it was sorting on sales. Because we have selected this profit, so it's ascending and descending on profit. So this is the second way. Third way is within, you can click on the category that you've pulled or the column that you've pulled and you can sort on this. So this is going to sort. So technology is the most selling, but if you do the reverse, office supply is the least selling. So you can, this is at the category level. And then if you select subcategory, you can sort on subcategory. So this is descending. So if you see, this is sorting by descending and this is sorting. So you can use that. Now there is another feature. So we've covered like 3 ways of sorting. The fourth way is another feature, especially on the dimensions. You can click here and you can select sort. And this allows you to sort on something which is even not here. For example, you can sort on any field. For example, we could say quantity. And instead of sum, you want to take average. And you click OK. So your subcategories are now actually sorted on quantity, average. Now to prove the sorting is correct, let me go to quantity here. And let me change the aggregation type. So there are default properties. I go to aggregation. Default aggregation is sum. So let me change it to average because I just want to verify. And then let me bring that quantity on the labels. So here you see that this is 3,315, 3,531. So this is a sorting ascending because the smallest is at the top. So let's look at it again. Sort. We had put the ascending on. So instead of ascending, I want to change it to descending. So apply. So now it's actually sorted by. So although sales is higher on phones, but the quantity is higher on accessories. So there are various ways of sortings. So that's one. But that's not the only one. But that is, we were sorting on measures. Sometimes you have these things like, you've selected things like, this is like the priority code, first class, same, second class. And you know the low should be coming at the lowest. It's coming in the middle. So what you can do is you can sort by legend. So this is a different way of doing it.
Customize.
Yeah. So what you do is you do a right click here and you first say my color legend because the color is on auto priority, and then you select this one and click and drag. So because what we are explaining is that when you build your visual dashboards, there will be a requirement to sort things in different way. So previously we discussed the numbers way, but this is you are sorting using the legend. because this was a requirement. It's just a number, it's a legend. So you can do that. Sorting from the pill is like you sort from here. Now, if you see the color difference, there's a green and there's a blue. The blue is a measure. So measure you can sort like this, but it doesn't have the sort option here. Whereas dimensions, you've got much more. Dimensions are in blue. If you take any dimension, you click here and you go to sort filter, and you can actually sort by any column. So dimension gives you that. Measure doesn't give you any column. You just have to sort by measure. So now typically, so this, what is this? This is a category: furniture, office supplies, and within that there are subcategories. So when you sort subcategories, they will get sorted within the category. But what you can do is you can change the order. So if you change the order like this, now you can actually sort on subcategory. Select subcategory and then sort. So now it's no longer within the category, and category is showing here. So this is again, so different way of sorting. You can undo it, you can bring it back here. And then pill types, we already discussed this. The pill types means like this is a green, which is a measure. It will not have the sort icon, whereas the dimension will have a sort icon. And if you look at this is discount is also a measure. It's a discrete measure. It has limited sorting. It has sort icon, but it has limited. It can just sort by some values. So the dimension values are much more for sorting, and measures are less. So this was all about sorting, different types of sortings. You should download and practice to get hands-on feel. So this was a sorting topic. So maybe we'll move on. We want to cover actually 5 exercises today. So these are all different aspects of visual programming. So sorting was one. Now let's do grouping. Open with Tableau Public. So Tableau has 2 concepts. One is called grouping, and other is called sets. They are very similar, and we will discuss both of them, but there is a major difference. Grouping is just combination of fields at the metadata level only. So grouping is at the metadata level, whereas set is actually a temporary table. So first we will do grouping, and we will do some examples. So this is a dashboard, and you know it's a dashboard because of the symbol here. This box like this, it means a dashboard. Dashboard by definition is a combination of sheets. So there are 2 sheets. One is the Florida. It says FL and Florida should be separate. So basically you are aggregating data by state, and someone has entered Florida as FL and another one has entered as Florida. So the numbers will get divided. We don't want that. We want this to be treated as one. So we can group it. So this is one example of grouping that we will do. Another example is these are groups on subcategories, but there are too many of them. So these are like the subcategories. We want to group some of them together. So we will do that. So if you look at this dashboard is made up of sheets. And if you look at here, there's a blue check mark selected, which tells you which sheet is it made up of. So if you look here, it says hidden. These sheets are hidden. So first I will do is I will unhide them. So to unhide the sheets, what I do is right click here. I see unhide all sheets. So then header for dashboard sheets come here. Now I don't want this Florida and this FL to be divided. I want them to be in one. So you select one, then you could press Control and you select the other. This comes up. Now it has this paperclip icon, which is to define a group. And there is another one, a round circle, which is defined a set. So groups and sets are similar, but right now we are focusing on group. So this, the first one is group, the other is set. So we're going to take a group. So it already created a group. So it combined those two together. But I'm going to rename them. So I'm going to rename this, and we come here, and I say edit alias, and I remove Florida. So now let me go back to my dashboard. So the dashboard automatically corrected, because instead of 2 Floridas, it's 1. Now let's do the other exercise, which is there are too many categories, subcategories. And what we want to do is, let me go to my dashboard. Anything which is less than $400,000, I want to group them in 1. So if you look at here, these binders are over 400,000, but furnishing is less than, anything furnishing is and less. So previously we did visually group, now we're going to do another way. So what we do is, we go to subcategory and we do a right click and we select a group, create. Now when you create, there are 4 different type of things you can create. You can create a calculated field. In one of the exercises we'll show you calculated fields. That's a very common thing that we use, calculated fields. The other thing is group, that we're going to do now. Then there is a set, that how to create a set we'll do later. And then there's a parameter. So we will also discuss parameter. So right now what we are discussing is group. So we do a create. So you can create these 4 things. So create group. And then what you do is, you see what members you want to add to the group. So I want to start by furnishing. So I select furnishing. After that, art. But for now I'm going to skip art. I'm going to add it later on. So I want to show you how you can add things later on if you skip in the beginning. So let's take furnishing. Let's take paper. I'm looking at what is there. And then supplies and envelopes and fasteners and labels. And then you press group. Don't press OK. You need to press group. So press group. So it created a heading. So now name it anything you want. So I'm going to say it small office supplies. Okay. Now it created a column here which is subgroup group. So basically it grouped the subgroups. I want to go and edit it, edit group. So basically I forgot to add art. So what I need to do is, I can select art and add to. I can select the group. So it is now added. So if you forget, you can add it again. Now, but if you look at here, this sheet, the result is still showing all those things because we haven't changed it in the sheet. So changing the sheet, I can put this here and then remove the old one. So now it has reduced, and let me just sort it. So you see, small office supplies is the second selling item because we grouped all of them together and reduced. And let me go to my dashboard. So the dashboard is automatically changed. So we did this exercise of grouping.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So you created this group based on the amount, right? Which is less than 400.
Right.
So if something comes, some new category.
Yeah. Right. It's a very good question. So these groups are what we call static group. So if the amount change, like every month the values change. So our groups are not going to change because they are static. So it will be incorrect. So it's static. If the data is not changing, it's good. But if you want to create groups that are dynamic, then you have to create them using calculated formula. So we have exercise. In the next exercise, we will actually do how you can create a group using a formula. But in these ones, we are actually creating groups using visual. So to sum it up, There's multiple ways of creating groups. One is visually that we are doing, but it has this disadvantage. If the numbers change, your groups are going to change. Best is to do it using formula. So the next exercise that's coming up, I'll show you how to do that in formula.
What's the difference between group and a set?
No, set is something else. So set we will cover set, but set is something else. Set is like a temporary table. So this is a subcategory. So we can create groups visually, or so we already covered that. You can put groups in a hierarchy as well. So if you've created a group, you can add it to your hierarchy. For example, if you look at here, this category, there is a subcategory. Okay, so this hierarchy we are using. Yeah, and then there is a product name. So the group we created is here, and if you look at again, let me go again. If you look at this subcategory, it is showing all these small things like labels. We don't want that. So to do that, what we can do is we can create our group within the hierarchy and remove the other one. So now when you drill down, so you are not seeing the smaller ones. So you have put the group in the hierarchy. You can create group visually. So you can select some things, and then you can create a group. Now this paper clip icon is a group, and the next one is a set. So we'll discuss that later. But you can create a group, and so you are creating them visually. Let me do it again. So the group was created here. And again, you can create group visually. But this is more meaningful in the set exercises that we do, which will come up. So
for finding all outliers,
right,
separate them out.
yeah. So you collect here, and now when you create group, there's a tab here which shows you, do you want all dimensions, or do you want to create group on a specific dimension. So all dimension means that the group will be composed of everything, but you are kind of filtering. You can just have group on ship mode, and all the things which have ship mode will become part of that group. So these are advanced topics. It will be needed later on, but that's about basic grouping. Now we will about static visual grouping. Now we will do the next topic, which will be creating groups by a formula, which is like more useful. So let's open up this Tableau public. So just again, you can do all these exercises yourself, but you have to download the exercises from my website, because the exercises provided by Tableau do not work in the free version. Okay, this is actually very interesting exercise. So in this exercise, the sample that's provided is actually a visual group. It was created visually. So if you look at the group here, visual group, and we select edit group, it has some members in it, so the members were selected visually. But the amount, let me select the amount. Let me show you on the label, put that on the labels. So if anything is less than 1 million, it is in a different color. Anything over 1 million is a different color. So if because it's selected visually, the things can change. And if the things changes, you will not properly reflect them. So you basically need to create a calculated member. So let's see how we do that. So
This different colors was done specifically, or
no, when you put anything on the color, you put the visual group on the color. So if you remove it to the detail, the colors will go away. So basically what you do is you select the thing that you want to see by and you put it on the color.
so the visual was done for all the less than 1 million.
Yeah. So anything over 1 million is one group and less than 1 million is another group.
So use its own intelligence to decide the colors. Right?
No, it's a we selected visually, like in the previous one, so we saw visually. But that's not the. It's like static. We should do it by formula. So let's create a formula. So if we want to select sum of, we are looking at profit. So select profit. Let me try another number. So let's say greater than 500,000. Then true. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a formula. Else, and this is like a boolean, it will return true and false, and the colors will change based on this true and false. And let's name it
Here
Hi-
showing
hi.
me the syntax how I should be writing it. Right?
yeah, high profit. Yeah, so there's a help on the right side which actually is showing a syntax. High profit calc. Okay, so this is added here, high profit calc, and let me put that on color. So
There is none actually.
yeah, so it didn't work properly. So let's see what happened. So what we are doing is we are checking sum of profit, and let's see what are we calculating. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the formula. So we go to edit. So $50,000. Actually, I think we selected the wrong amount. So the amount, because everything is so $500,000 should work. So zeros, 500,000. If sum of profit is greater than $500,000, then true, else false. So okay, and this should not be in the measure. It should be in the dimension, because we group by dimension. So actually, let's see it again. Yeah.
With calculation, you can only do on measures.
Is it because you said sum, it went into measure?
So yeah, because we are summing a measure, so it is in measure. That's okay, but oh, because it's within the category. So maybe it's not finding. Let's see. Let's bring the category down. Products. Categories in products. you can change the so yeah, there's let me try it again. I'm going to stop.
Pause.
Okay, so we are doing it again. If sum profit greater than 50,000, then true, else false, and okay. And so it created a high profit calc, and I'm going to put that on. I'm going to remove this visual group, and I'm going to put this high profit calc on color. You see now it's working properly because I don't know what happened previously. So anything that's greater than 50,000 is in one color, anything less than 50,000. Now I want to do a different analysis. I want to change from 50,000 to, let's say, 100,000. So I'll have to go in and edit it and change it to 100,000. So you see the number change. But instead of always changing the formula, what we can do is we can create a parameter and link the parameter with the calculation so that the user has the capability to change and see whatever he wants to do. So basically, we'll be creating a calculation, and the calculation is going to be dynamic. It's going to be based on a parameter. So we need to define a parameter. To do that, you click here, say create parameter, and parameter, let's call it threshold, and let's give it a value of 100,000, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. Okay, and so it creates a parameter here, and then you come onto that parameter and do a right click and show parameter control. So the parameter control will be visible on the right side. But now, right now, parameter is not linked with my calculation. So if I put anything here, nothing will happen. So I need to link that. So to link that, what I basically need to do is change my formula. Instead of hard coding the number, yeah, so instead of putting this 10,000 directly, what I will do is I will put a threshold. So I'll put a variable. So now it got linked with the formula. So I click OK. So you see it was a small amount. Now I want to change it to like 100,000. Change it. Now let's see, I want to change it to 150,000. So this is actually we've made much more progress. So we are doing grouping. So this is what we are doing, grouping. But we are doing dynamic grouping. We are using a calculated field. We are using a parameter. So
this is a Boolean variable, right?
Yeah.
That we created.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you want to do a range, like between, and something is between this and this.
So there's a concept of bins. So let's do the next exercise, which is bin. So basically, in the BI world, when you want to do analysis, you need to divide your things between ranges. So it can do automatic also, and you can have your custom ranges as well. So let's do an example. So let's take a look at sales and do a right click and do a create. So if you look at the create things, there's a calculated field which we covered. There was a group which we covered. There was a parameter that we covered. So now we have to do bins. So let's select create bins. So we're creating a bins on sale. So by automatic, it's suggesting a certain size. It says your size of your bin should be 331, but you don't have to take a suggestion. You can take whatever makes sense for you. So for example, I'm taking 1500. So the bin it creates in a dimension, sales bin. So now I can look at the sale, and then let's look at the sales bin. I can reverse it. So it automatically divided my sales. Typically my sales in between 0 to 15,000 and 15 to 3,000. Those are high, and anything higher the sale is less. But there's a lot of sales coming with a 0, and I don't want that. But I cannot remove it from here because it doesn't give me an option to remove from here. But if you want to remove 0, there's another way. What you do is you bring the sales to the filter. So it shows you all your category, and then you remove the zero value. So now it will show you all the bits. So this was our topic about groups. So now let's continue. So the groups are done. Now let's start with the sets. So set is similar to group, but it is more powerful. It's like a filter table. Sets can be combined together. Sets can be used in a formula. Groups cannot be. Groups cannot be used in a formula. So we will look at a few examples of set, how the sets can be used. So this is a order date or RD. This is the sales by month across the year. So overall company sale. Now here I've created different sets. And if you look at here, if you right click and do an edit set, you see this set has two measures. Market is European, EU, and segment is home office. So this is one set. Then we've got different sets. Let's look at the sets. The second set is it has a condition, custom value. Condition where profit is less than equal to 0, which means negative. So this set will give you your negative values. Then you've got another set here. Let's take a look at what this is. This set is again a value condition, and look at the condition where shipping cost or sum of shipping cost is greater than 100. So that's another condition. And the fourth set is let's come here and look at edit set. The fourth set is look at the condition. Use all. You need to do use all. Just remember that. And the condition here is a formula. Starts with customer name starts with an A. So these are the various sets that have been created. So I want to use this set. Let's look at it again. It is Europe and home office. So what I do is I bring it out. Let's see. So it's a different pattern. Let me try another thing. Right, I want to keep it on the same sheet. So what you see here is that your profit fluctuates a lot during overall, but in Europe, at least for the home office, there's not much fluctuation. So you are doing the analysis of a set of data. So that's what this set is. Again, there's an overall population, but you want to see how your European market is doing. It will just highlight this. So you are just using this set for visual analysis. Now there are different icons when a set is created. This is a typical icon, 2 circles, which denotes a set. Now if you are using OLAP, like Microsoft Cube as a source, so it also has filters. When there's a set there, it will show like this, which will be basically is coming from a cube. This is a set was created by an action. So you did another filter, so a set got created, and user did some filter and set was created. So these were like dynamic sets. Set is similar to a filter. You can create dynamic sets like visual. You can you can do select here, and you can create a set similar to what you did. And again, it gives you all the measures that were being used in your cells that you selected. So there's a lot. You can remove most of them. Let me take another example. Let me just take two members. Let's see these two members, and let's try to create a set on them. So
Members mean 2 data points?
2 data points, yeah. So let's see 2 data points, and this is the set icon, double circle. So let me select this, create set. So it tells you what is being used here. It is Africa and US. I want to remove that. December and April, I just want to keep that priority. I want to remove everything else. So if I just select these two, so that means it's selecting just the month, ship date in December or April. So let me select OK. Let me name this set as like December, April, just an example, because so it created a set, and the set came here, and let me put that set on color. So you will see that only your April and December will get highlighted. So whatever the measures were, you can then break up, and you can do like in and out, which means in that set or outside that set. And you can also remove the color icon here, make it detail, and then come here, and they then show members in set. Now it will only show your own set, which is September and December. So you can play around visually with data with your sets.
When you try to create set, it showed you all these items which are on the report, right?
Right.
So you can do a combination also?
Yeah, you can combine sets. So you can combine sets. So again, these are visual sets. So I already covered that. Like combining set. You can combine set. For example, this set is only negative profit orders. So if you click here, select this, it tells you that only where the profit is negative. So you can combine it with something else also. So you click here and you create combine set. So you can say, select something else, high shipping cost. So to able to combine, you have to have measures in common. If the measures are not in common, it will not give you that option. And you can combine all members in both sets, or common members in both sets, or only members from the left set, not from the right set, only from the right set. So let's select that both. I want both. I want negative profit as well as high shipping cost. And do an OK. And I created this set. I could have named it anything. Let me put on color. So it is now showing me all the negative profit and high shipping cost. So anything over 0 is not showing up. So this is how you combine. You can do in and out in the set or outside the set. So we did that earlier. You can create a filter on your set also. So you can create all this thing, everything, and you can say this is a set. Let's do it again. You can create all of it or any part of it, whatever you want, and you can create a set, create set. And then add to filter shelf. So you can add to filter shelf, and then you need to show that filter shelf. Show filter. So no, this was not the one. This was the all set. So then you can select in and out of set. So you can do this visual programming. You can also put the set in a hierarchy. So for example, this is a category, subcategory, category, subcategory, so which is in the products. So if I want to put my set let's go back. So in means in the set and out of the set. So all the names starting with A and all the names not starting with A. So you can do that. You can also use a set in a calculation. So yeah, okay, yeah. I think we'll be ending now. So we will continue. Yeah, we'll be continue next section. We will continue with sets. Okay, thank you. Bye.